Hey, good morning. It's Dr. Bob Flower with your Tuesday, July 31st Master Pattern Report. Okay, so the market has been making its move, made a nice move last week as we had called according to the Master Pattern. We still think that there's some good upside potential here over the next week, 2 weeks. We think you're going to see the S&P break 1400. Um, and then, as we have been predicting for a while now, we think we're going to see some serious problems coming up within the next 2 to 4 weeks uh, thereafter. Okay, so let's review. Last week we had recommended Whole Foods. We went in and we went out. We made a really great profit on it right up front, and while I think that the market is headed up here a little bit, I'm not going to test the gods. Um, Made a good profit, got out. All right, so far we're still short oil, and I know that's being a little stubborn, but I still feel that the pattern is still there, and I don't see any other patterns interfering with it, except for a little bleep here and there, which we knew about. Um, and we did re-enter at $92, I think. So we're ahead a little bit here on the re-entry of shorting of oil, and we're still short J.P. Morgan. Okay. Um, we are also long-term short Green Mountain Coffee, and we are short on LinkedIn this week. Um, we entered both positions yesterday, and so far Green Mountain, which has dropped considerably, if for those of you who might be watching, is down pretty low. But we still think that there's bad news ahead with that company. And LinkedIn, so far we're doing okay, but we're going to hang in there. We think that there's a downplay here, so we're short both of those, and of course we're still long on Wendy's long term. Okay, all right. We've been talking about some sort of major banking issue occurring in between August 14th or 13th till September 15th, someplace in there. We're now getting word that there's something going on that may not exactly be a quote banking disaster or big issue, but that there's something going on with major banks in a major shift of policy and procedure, mostly procedure. I don't know what it is. This is real hush hush back office, back room, back Washington, type stuff. Uh, but I have a suspicion that it may have to do with banks starting to separate themselves from the investment banking and banking portions of their industry. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling. Um, uh, don't bet on that yet. Give me a little bit of time so that I can check this out. But that may be what's going on here, and that it may have a negative impact, serious impact on the market. Okay. Talking about the market and having a serious impact, it is becoming widely expected that we're going to have another quantitative easing, a QE3, sometime in the near future. And if my guess is correct, it'll probably be a little later on, closer to the election, um, rather than anytime soon. Okay. Um, we are pretty sure that this is going to occur, and I don't think it's going to be a positive thing. Um, you stay tuned with this because this is changing by the day, and these people in Washington don't know what is going on. Even those who know don't know, right? And I'm reminded of the story that Milton Friedman, the famous economist, projected regarding the U.S. government, and he said that if the U.S. government were in charge of the Sahara Desert, in 5 years we'd run out of sand. So, and when you look at what's going on, for instance, with the post office, now not only are they saying that the post office is going into bankruptcy, there's a $5 billion pension payment that's due to its former employees that they're not going to be able to make. I mean, this is scary, folks. This is scary. Next is the railroads. You can count on that. Even though the railroads are, they take pretty good care of the railroads fiscally, more so than the post office, but you never know. And I think there's a lot of trouble going on not only within the federal government but within the states now. There's talk of the states cutting back on Medicaid, Medicare prescriptions for seniors. So that's already starting to happen. More city failures. You know, the most amazing thing is that, that's not news. Well, I can remember in 2007 when we had started this as a letter, the master pattern, and we said that you're going to see cities in failure, you're going to see states in failure, and you're going to see even countries in failure. People said, that we're smoking too much, and so now it's commonplace. Okay, so yes, we've seen a couple of countries on the ropes. Iceland went over the top, and for all intents and purposes, so did Ireland, and the rest of them, Greece and whatnot, are just about there, and many cities, and it's time for a state to go. Pretty soon you're going to see a state in big trouble, and the one that keeps coming to my mind is Illinois. I don't think you're going to see it certainly before the election, but you are going to see it, and you're going to see some dramatic actions by the federal government, especially if this current administration stays in power. And I would remind you, those of you who are not Romney lovers, that Steve Jobs said of the president after meeting with him, the guy doesn't have a clue. And the way he's directing this country reflects that, and it's not good. It's not good. I don't care whether you have money or you don't have money. You're certainly not going to realize the benefits that we have had the potential of achieving the way things are going. So just watch out, because this is think twice before you say this or that about I agree with you. Some viewers had said 2 weeks ago, well, we agree with you about Obama, but this guy Romney, but nothing, right? Whatever he is, but whatever he is, he's a businessman who gets things done. And whether you like him or not, hey, you don't have to like him. You just have to know that the guy is going to get the job done. That's the important thing. We're not getting the job done. We have no direction whatsoever. And we have division. We have divisiveness. We have separation. We have lack of potential. I mean, that should be enough for you. Okay, so if you're not going to vote against Obama, don't vote. Okay? Stay home, have a ciggy, have a drink, have whatever you're going to have. Stay away from the goddamn polls. Okay? Now, I want to say this about Romney, and I'm more of a Ron Paul guy, but I also know what's going on, and I try and be as objective as is possible. And people are saying, "Oh, he's going to get nailed on his tax returns." The more I see, the more I hear, this is an ambush. He's going to. You wait until after the convention, the end of this month. He's going to flatten Obama and his people. He sent out 23 years of tax returns to the McCain campaign. Do you think that there's anything in there? Would he even bother to send these things out to McCain at that point in time? I mean, there is no way. There's no way that this man is hiding something with those tax returns. Trust me, this is an ambush, right? And you're going to see them. You're going to see his tax return. Right? And then there's not going to be any argument. The argument's going to be, look, you've got nothing to say. This is how you're reaching. Another comment about the discussion we had last week about Joe Paterno. We had some good dialogue. Some of you had some good points. One viewer had talked about, well, you know, if it was his grandchild that was being raped, you better believe that, you know, you would have taken more prompt and severe action, and of course that's true. The one thing that keeps bothering me though is, and I think that people overlook this, is that he did tell the chief of police what was going on, and the chief of police did conduct his investigation, and unfortunately that gentleman has died. He died about 5 years ago, and found no wrongdoing. So now, if it was a cover-up, I don't know how far you want to go in blaming Paterno, and that one fact is what bothers me. And again, you know, I'm not saying that he couldn't have done more, he shouldn't have done more, but to lay the type of fault on this guy the way they are, in comparison to what he did do, tried to do, and to say nothing about how many other thousands of kids he helped, it's troubling to me. Okay, but it is what it is, and somehow I think history has a way of proving itself. So we'll see what happens. I have a program that I'm working on, a sports program. Any of you are sports enthusiasts, whether you're amateurs or you have kids, grandchildren, or children who are interested in developing we've put together a really, really neat potential achievement program that I guarantee you results, and we're seeing it big time with golf and golf professionals that we're working with. Drop me a line, www.masterpattern.net or www.drbobflower.com, and that's Dr. DR. Okay? Drop me a line, let me know, and we'll take it from there. Okay, some interesting charting coming up next week. Some things that I've been working on that I'd love to share with you, and some mathematics of the ancients, which is in my new book, The Great Secret of the Ancient Sites and Sacred Scriptures. And I'm going to show you some algorithms, mathematical algorithms that we're using that were well known and implemented by those ancient people. So, stay cool, be smart, don't give up, hang in there, and have a good week.